everybody, and welcome back to Darvanalee Design Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole Reed, and today we're here for a stitch with me. Yes, I'm back. I know it's been a hot minute, so let's get started. Well, good morning or good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, it has been a hot minute since I have been on here. I just had a really rough 2024. I'm starting 2025 with a bang, and I'm getting stuck into my crafting, and I've been doing all the things. So today I'm going to work a little bit on Snow Village. Last time you've seen this, I was way over here. I have actually been working on this, and so this year let me just bring my light down a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. This year I am joining Gail from Wombat Hello Crafts in Christmas 365 in 25, and yeah, and so I picked this out for the first week. Excuse me, I just had a sip of coffee. It's very early in the morning. And so I get the hiccups from coffee these days. I don't know what that's about. It's a new thing. I'm just dealing with it, right? You know, menopause, it's a great time of life. All these new things and wonderful things that pop up and you don't know what to do with them. So anyway, I'm not giving up coffee. So that's where I'm at today. All right, so since the last time you've seen it, as I said, I was over here still working on this. I think I just started this last time you might have seen it. I can't really remember because it's been months since I've done an update. But, well, it feels like months. It may only have been weeks. But anyway, I don't know. I'm lost. Send help. Send a flare. So I got this done, and then I moved on to this. So what's happening this year is I have pulled out some Christmas stuff that I've had on the go for quite some time. And basically, I am every 7 days changing up my whip. So I'm working on things for 7 days. So this is day 8 that I'm doing some more on this because I lost track of time and thought I had an extra day, and I was going to stitch on this as the stitch with me for the last day of the 7-day rotation. Does that make sense? You got all that now? All right, so anyway, I'm on day 8. So that's what's happened on there. So I will be swapping it out. Now, I did have my thing to let you know. So I worked on this for the first 7 days of January. Okay, I actually started working on this on New Year's Eve because I had done my yearly stitching with my besties and with my stitchy besties, and basically yeah, I worked on this. I got a fair bit done, and then I have pretty much finished this off in the first week of January and done this one. So today I'm going to do the door and finish off the red with you, and hopefully we can get that done before we finish up. And then next time you see this will probably be at the end of the month, and I will be working on the last block of the chart. All the charts. So the next one I'm going to be working on is the Yuletide Garden Labyrinth. Now I started this on the 1st of January 2024 and I didn't do much after that. I think I got to about 5%. So this will be worked on for the next 7 days. As you can see, it's very repetitive. So right now I am working this area here, and I've done to halfway. So this is the halfway point. So there's 4 pages and I'm doing to the halfway point. There's actually probably a little bit more than 4 pages, but yeah, so I'm just working this section here, but you'll get to see that next week because what I'll do when I'm about to change over, you'll get to see that. All right, so that is what I'm doing this year. So every 7 days I'm rotating through. I think I've got 12 projects pulled out. I think I'll have to double check that, but I just pulled out a heap of Christmas stuff that I had on the go. Some of them are like this, where they're little blocks, and I'm doing them as a large one. I've had a couple of change of plans as well with what I'm doing with certain things. I'm just getting stuck into them and getting them done. The one that comes to mind is Peppermint Lane, I think it's called. I can't even remember who it's by. It's been that long since I worked on it. But anyway, I'm doing that on 1 strand of thread. and I'm working on 46 count, I believe that is. It's the first time I was working on 46 count. So the houses are tiny. So I was going to put that on a fence paling and have it like a row of houses to put up at Christmas time. I've since decided that I am actually just going to frame that and put it up on the wall, and I'm going to do it in this style as well. So I've just had a few little change of plans and all that sort of stuff when it comes to some of my whips. Everything else, however, has been put away. The only non-Christmas one that I have out for this year is my Red Dragon. As you know, I was doing that for Savannah for her 21st. Her 21st is in October. Have I got anything done? No, I have not. The last time I worked on that was back in July when I went on the cruise, because that's what I worked on while I was on the cruise. I'm almost across the top of the chart. So if I worked on it exclusively for the next 10 months, I'd come damn close. So Savannah was helping me and all the things around the house around Christmas time, and you know, getting things back in order and whatnot, because I had a pretty rough year last year. And anyway, that's still work in progress and whatnot. So yeah, I basically have got the house sort of it's somewhat back in order. Still haven't done a dining painting room or anything like that. But Neroli has moved out. Savannah came up and helped me at Christmas time. She was here for a number of weeks, and we sort of got everything back together. Now, what did I just pull down? There we go. Just pop that there. So I just had a thread underneath that I didn't realize that I had underneath. So yeah, anyway, I'll fix that up in a moment. So yeah, so she came up and helped me get some things in order, just help me organize a few things, move some furniture and all that sort of stuff, which is great. So the lounge room is not painted or anything like that. As you know, we're slowly renovating. I've got to save up for some more things to get for the lounge room. We're changing the colour in it, but we don't have to do major prep work in the lounge room. It's just basically clean the walls down, because we're keeping it somewhat the same colour, but we're changing it to Manor Red, which is like a Federation red. And it's such a nice colour that it's just going to warm the room up a little bit. And I got some covers rather than replace the lounge. I got some cheapo covers just to see what it'd look like from either AliExpress or Temu. I got them from somewhere. And yeah, they're cheap and nasty, but they work to give me an idea of what colour palette I wanted for the couch. So right now I'm not buying a new couch. I'm just going to use the one I've got because it's serviceable. But what I did was I broke it down. And Neroli, as I said earlier, she's moved out of home. So that has been really a good thing, because I was able to break this big lounge that we had in our small lounge room up and free up some space, and I was able to utilize a single seat chair that I've got, and the TV's been moved and the couch has been broken down. So now I've got the chase and the recliner and a single seat, because it's just me here most of the time. So I don't need this big corner lounge. So I broke it up and I took the corner lounge, which had the sofa bed, the corner part of the lounge and the sofa bed, into Neroli's room. And so there is a couch now in Neroli's room, but doubles as a guest room. So and I've got my nail station set up in there. Yes, I know my nails are pretty atrocious at the moment. I kept breaking them while I was moving furniture, so I just gave up. And now I haven't done them because I actually cut my finger with my knife while I was cooking the other day, and that's smarted. So yeah, I'm not doing my nails at the moment, but I have a little nail station set up, a little glass table that Neroli didn't want, and I've set up all of my my lights and my drill and all the things to do my nails. So that is all set up, which I'm really happy about. And yeah, so the next room that I've got to tackle, Savannah's coming up at the end of January, she said. So when she comes up, she's going to help me move a few things out of there. We sort of put that off because the simple fact is that one, it was raining again. Two, we just ran out of time. and we concentrated on just moving stuff around in the lounge room and stuff like that. So we've had a lot of fun doing that. She's enjoyed doing it as well. It's given her something to do. We finished up the library and all that sort of stuff as well before Christmas. So I'm now using that, which is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, so that's sort of what's been happening in the background, and whatnot. But yeah, I know that I've been missing for quite some time. What did I just do then? I got it all tangled with a thread from my fabric. All right, what is going on here? All right, get that thread. I didn't trim. I didn't edge this fabric, so yeah, there's that. Right, okay. All right, got that out. Let me just grab my scissors. I had them somewhere. There they are. There we go. Got rid of that. Right, that shouldn't give me too much grief now. Move this thread out of the way because I just pulled all that down. So yeah, so I've yeah, just been doing that in the background and all that sort of stuff. So as I was saying earlier, my plans for 2025 thus far are to basically and I know I should be just doing one cross at a time before anybody comes at me. I just had to travel. I didn't plan that out very well. It's been a hot minute since I've done any filming and all that sort of stuff, so yeah. So my plans are pretty tentative at the moment, but the main one I'm trying to get back into is my cross stitch, because that has been bugging me a bit that I have all these whips and I'm not getting them done. And then when I heard Miss Gail from the lovely Gail from Wombat Hollow Crafts was doing Christmas, I'm like, you know what? I like Christmas. I like stitching on Christmas. So I'm going to do Christmas this year. So I've decided to join on the little hashtag, and I've been posting up on Instagram. And as I said, this is a 7-day rotation. Obviously, you know what the New Year's like. You never know what day it is because, you know, everything's closed, everything's open, nothing's this is that. Got holidays here, family coming, going, things are happening. It's all happening, and yeah, you lose track of time. And I honestly thought it was the 7th, and I'm like, no, it's not. It is the 8th. So I was supposed to film this on the 7th, but anyway, it is what it is, as they say. And yeah, so I figured, well, I'll just get the stitches done on this, and then because what will happen, let me just back the truck up a little bit. So what will happen is as it'll go Wednesday to Wednesday, because the first was a Wednesday this year. So far that's working for me. If that changes, well, I'll let you know, but right now I know that every Wednesday I'm starting a new project, so that's what I've got in my head. And but I'm going to take a leaf out of Gail's little playbook, and every 7 days I'm changing the project. And as I said, I've got 12 to choose from, so I've got them in a bag, and they go back in, like I pull from the front and then I go to then it goes to the back. So you'll see a definite rotation of things happening. And then every Tuesday, the last day of the 7 days, I will do my stitch with me on that particular project. So you'll get to see what's happening with those. And I do have, like, they're not all Christmas. As I said, I do have a Red Dragon pulled out as well. So I will probably just work on that 1 or 2 days a week, but that won't be like in the rotation as such. But I do have a Christmas rotation. So does that make sense? Because I've spoken to Savannah about her 21st birthday present. So I'm going to try and get a poster of the project that I'm doing, which is called Red Dragon by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And Savannah has seen it because I had to talk to her about it. And she absolutely loves it. She thinks it's fabulous. But because I'm doing it on 28 count, and I'm doing I'm doing 2/1. It's like a tapestry at the moment, and so it's only small, so it's going to be a nice size for a cushion. But we said that we'll discuss it a little bit further down the track. So whether she wants it framed or whether she wants it as a cushion, that's entirely up to her. But it'll be something for her bedroom. And she really likes it. It fits her aesthetic as well, the colouring and all that sort of stuff. So she really liked it. She's really happy that it's there. So I do have to make a concerted effort. I would like to have finished the top row probably by the end of March. There's still a fair few stitches in that to go, but it's all colour blocking, so it's not too bad. And then start on the next row of pages. Now I've got 20 odd pages into that, and I'm across 5 right now. So I'm plodding along and I'm making my way through it, and there could be that I do have plans for next year as well. I know that we're only just got into 2025, but Gail and I have been talking about plans for 2026 as well. So yeah, so that is all happening in the background. But for this year, I'm doing 7-day rotation. So that means that I will work on 4 projects a month. Now, if the month like January has 31 and we get to day 28, I've worked on 4 projects, then I need to pull this one back out again. And for the last remaining days of the month, I will work on Snow Village, which should see me get pretty darn close to a finish, because the last one is the little cart, and it does not take long to do those little carts. So yeah, so you'll get to see it again at the end of the month, especially if it falls, well, once I rotate into the next one. So yeah, so the next 7 days I'm planning on doing the Yuletide garden labyrinth, and I started that. I'd started working on that last night, so I took a before picture. I was on 5% last night when I started, and when I finished I was on 6 1/4. So I got about 500 stitches in. I think it was 513 stitches to be exact. So and I'm also using I've scrapped all my whip journals and all that sort of stuff. I know what whips I've got there. I've still got that journal. I haven't started anything. So I've got this little 1 line a day that Gail put me onto, and basically, I haven't cross-stitched every day, but I may have made some stuff. I was on 5.07% last night. I did 513 stitches, so I've just written that in. It's not pretty. There was one day that I didn't stitch on Snow Village, so that sort of makes up so project. And on the 7th, I didn't do any craft. And you think I would have known the day, considering I'm using that, right? But that's my life. So yeah, and I'm just writing in there whether I did craft or anything like that. And even if I don't do cross stitch, because I do multiple crafts, but I wasn't feeling the best on that day. So that's probably why I sort of lost a day too, because I was feeling a bit average. And I done a lot of editing and stuff as well, which that always makes for a long day, and not wanting to do craft and everything. You normally just full like it once you finish doing all that. So yeah, so that's going to be what I'm going to do. Now I do have the charts all in a bag, and as I said, I'm pulling from the front, and when I'm finished it, I'm putting it to the back. So I am just going to rotate through them all year. And of course, this one's going to get finished. So you might be thinking, well, what are you going to do when this one finishes? Well, I still have more Christmas stuff that I need to do. I'm not going to be starting anything new, but I do have Farmhouse Christmas that's already started. So I'm probably going to replace Snow Village with Farmhouse Christmas and see if I can get some stuff done on that one as well. So yeah, and I think I've got a couple of other little Christmas like 3D houses and stuff like that, but honestly this will probably be the only thing that I'll get finished. Other stuff will get very close, to being finished. I feel like Yuletide Garden is going to go pretty quick, because, you know, like I stitched last night, I put 500 stitches in and it went really quick. I don't even know where I've put it. Oh, there it is. So this is what I've got done last night. So I had all this done. So all this up here was done. All this was done, and this row was done, and the border was done, but I got this done last night. So just this here is 500 stitches. So this is the bottom of the page. Okay, so this is right here is the bottom of the page. I went a little bit further on the border, but this is the bottom of the page I'm working on, and this is the side of the page I'm working on. So I've got to do 4 of these essentially to finish it. And it goes really quick. And I honestly don't even know why I didn't work on this, because I did most of this at the beginning of the year. But yeah, so that is where we're at right now. I really like the look of it. I'm doing it on 20 count. This is called Lavender Blue, hand dyed by myself. And it's a really pretty color. It's got like a purple hue to it. It's blue, but it's got a purple hue to it, which does not pick up on camera, but I really love how the colors pop on this. And this one is not going to be very big. So as you can see, it's on 20 count, it's only, I think this is about 8 inches. So it'll be 16 inches by, I don't know, a little bit longer, because yeah, so I don't know. I'm not really good at guesstimating what the measurements are and all the rest of it. It's probably actually smaller than that. It's probably actually going to be about 12 inches by 10 inches, something along those lines, because it's a little bit longer, because it's a rectangle. So there's a section in the middle that that elongates it out, is what I'm trying to say. So you've got this section here. So the page ends halfway through this block here. So you can see there I've got a lead pencil just showing it. So you can see that it's not like you've got this little section through the center here that is not making it square or anything like that. So there's that. But that's what it looks like. So you'll get to see that. I did do a post of where I started over on Instagram. And so I will do, I should have done a update, but I'll do an update today for that one after I'm finished tonight's stitching, because I'm trying to spend about 2 to 2.5 hours on each project a night. So on the project each night. I can't even string a sentence together today. Oh my goodness. It's probably because I'm trying to map out which way I'm going to go. That never helps for trying to string sentences together. So that is the plan. I don't even know what's next, because basically what I done, I pulled them out. I pulled all the whips out that I had. I picked up a handful of them. I'm pretty sure it's either 10 or 12 that I've got in there. And I just went, all right, the only one that I know that isn't in the rotation, it's right at the front of the bag. And then its floss is actually dividing it, is the Red Dragon. So that one just comes out and I do some extra stitches, and probably weekends is when I'm going to work on that, because that's when I've got more time to do stuff. So that's sort of when I'm going to work on that and get stitches into that. And you know, it might only be 100 stitches here, 100 stitches there, but I'll slowly but surely make progress. Right now I've got massive amounts of block color, which is great, but also a little bit tedious as well. So but you can see the top of the wings of Red Dragon starting to come through, and I haven't put those colors in, but the outline, because I'm block coloring at the moment, so the outline is looking really good. Now let me just double check that I'm doing this right. Yeah. All right, I've still got some stuff to do over here before it's finished, but I think by the time, next time you see this come out, we will not have too much left to do if we don't get this finished today, but I think we will. So yeah, I won't keep you too long today. But how exciting. I know that I want to say hello to Marty. Hey Marty, how you going? Marty has been following Snow Village since I started it. And she has been patiently waiting for me to pull this out and work on it again. And Marty also comes over and hangs out on the BookTube channel as well. And so gets very excited to see it. And every now and again, I'll show what's going on and all that sort of stuff. But yes, so hey Marty, thanks for watching. I know that you're very excited to see this. It's been a journey, hasn't it? It has definitely been a journey for the both of us. So I'm excited to get this done. And of course I'm turning this into a cushion, because if you haven't been here before, I've actually done one of these blocks already on its own. So I got to the end of that and I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to have 11 of these, because there's 11 in this, to have to store for Christmas. Now, my Christmas tradition is where we put up the tree on the 19th of December, and it's down by the 31st. So 12 days, my Christmas tree is up, okay? 12 days, that's it. And so basically, I thought to myself, that is a lot of stuff to store and only use for a short amount of time. So what can I do? And then I was watching Gail, and Gail showed, when Gail used to do her flashbacks, showed her, I think it was Glitter House Village actually that she showed. And I'm like, oh, because, you know, they are similar and all the rest of it. And I'm like, oh, cushions. That's perfect, because I can pull them out. They can be on my couch for the Christmas period. I can use the throw cushions that I've already got, and I can just put these covers on them. So I'm like, and that all, you know, brighten up the couch and all that sort of stuff. So I'm like, and it doesn't matter what color the background fabric is. Like, this is blue. I've got the lavender blue for the other one, but that's getting framed, the one I just showed you before. And so, yeah, so I'm like, oh, that is a really good idea. So that's why these it got restarted, and now they are going to be cushions. And Farmhouse Christmas is going to be the same. I also have Glitter Village. I have Jack Frost's Tree Farm. I've got, I think that's it. That's all I've got in those. But there's other ones that I want to get. There's Santa's Village and all that sort of stuff that I want to do. So eventually I will end up doing those. But for now, these are what I've got. So I'm excited to have this finished. I would have liked to have had it done for this Christmas. But, you know, hey, I had a pretty terrible year. Mental health wise, just motivation wise. A lot of stuff was happening in my household, and you know, things were changing, kids were moving out, all that sort of stuff. And you know, and I was copping a pretty hard time from some people on the internet as well. So I ended up just stepping back, because I couldn't deal. And so I took a step back. But you know, it's a new year. Not taking the old into the new. We've checked all that checked all 2024's luggage at the door, and it won't be coming in. So I just thought, you know what, I need to get back into it, and just really, really make a concerted effort to get into my stitching. Now, I feel like I'm getting back into it for the simple fact is that, you know, I last night sat down a couple of hours, and I think it was about 2.5 hours I stitched for. And I ended up doing over 500 stitches. So that's about what I do in a night. So that's a decent amount over 7 days. Oh, nearly unthreaded my thing there. I'm not playing thread chicken. It's too early in the morning to play thread chicken. Let's get this over here. So yeah, so I thought, well, you know what, that's not too bad. That's not too shabby to be stitching that first, you know, time I've actually checked how much I'm stitching. So I was pretty happy with that, 500 stitches in a couple of hours. I mean, granted, that was, you know, that is a pretty simple chart, but it's also a pretty dense chart too, because each little piece is almost full coverage. So I was pretty happy with that. I just got to get a better chair. Like where I'm sitting right now, it's okay for a little while, but after a certain amount of time, come on, separate from the pack. Come on, you can do it. after a certain amount of time, you start to, I start to fatigue a little bit. So, so until I get used to stitching again, and the chair that I normally sit in up at the, I normally sit up at my bench, the back has come off that. So, and I don't have the tools here to fix it. So Brendan's got to bring over a Allen key so I can fix it. It had been loose for a while and it just came off the other week, and I haven't been able to sit on it since, because then it's like a stool and there's no back support, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going for that, because then I just end up with a sore back. So right now I'm sitting in a pretty crappy chair, but that's okay. I'm only here temporarily. Straight off the bat, really. Oh, she got rid of that knot. That was straight off the bat. Okay. So yeah, so I've just got to get a better chair to sit in. Savannah's got this chair she got from IKEA, which is pretty comfortable. So I'm thinking that I might just send her some cash. She lives near IKEA, a couple of suburbs over. So I might send her to just go and get one for me and bring it up here next time she comes, because it's important to be comfortable, right? And so this now, because where I'm sitting now was actually what I was using as an office desk in my studio, but I got myself a little desk. I've taken all my books out of the sewing room and they're in a library now, in Savannah's old room, which we turned into a library, and which she was very excited about. And yeah, so I've got a little office desk. So once I get a decent seat, I will probably sit over there and do my Stitch with Me's. But for right now, this is set up. I could probably get a smaller table than what I've got here, and that will give me some room. And I'm actually considering doing that, because you can get these little like folding tables from Bunnings, and they don't have to be super wide. I'm not doing actual work on it. I've just set up my it's either that, or I get a little kick out above the drawers, and yeah, and set that up. So I'm still weighing up my options for that. And then if I've got a little kick out, then that is only going to be 600 wide, which will be perfect for stitching. So, and I can also utilize some of it for you know, bench space and all that sort of stuff if I've got a big sewing week on, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, so it's still, you know, I'm just still using this table, which is great because I can just leave it set up and I can come out here. So my routine at the moment is I'm getting up pretty early, and I want to go for walks. I wanted to start walking again this year. I was walking at the end of last year, and that was really helping. But then I hurt my foot, and and the swelling from it ended up dislocating my big toe, and just out slightly. So I was in a lot of pain for almost, well, in excess of a month. And basically I was, you know, massaging the foot, massaging some coconut oil into my feet, and just trying to, I don't know, rub the pain away, I guess. And as I was doing it, you know, when you go to get a pedicure and they pull on your toes and they just do the little popping and all that sort of stuff, I did that. Now I was in a considerable amount of pain while I was massaging it, like it was very sensitive to touch. And what happened was I got a thorn. Like I was walking in the back in the front yard, and my gardener had just finished trimming a whole heap of stuff, and it was a couple of days later, and the grass had sort of grown a bit and concealed a prong from this palm that has thorns on it, and 3 of the thorns went into my foot. One went into just below the nail on the top of my big toe. One went into the knuckle side, where a lot of nerves are on the knuckle side of my big toe, on the inside of my foot, and then one just below my ankle bone, in the fleshy part below your ankle bone. And so it looked like I'd been shot by a pygmy. It was a running joke. I've been shot by a pygmy, because they look like little poison darts. Well, they're not poison, but gee, they can hurt, and they go in pretty deep when it flicks up and gets you like that. I had thongs on, which I often wear thongs. Like, I've never had that problem. I've lived here since 2011. It's the first time it's ever happened, and these things are right at my door. And anyway, they've all been cleaned up. It was just one random prong that just happened to be there. Well, at the time, I was heading down to Gail's place to help her pack up her house, and so it wasn't so daunting, and spend a couple of days down there. And so I done it, and then I think it was 2 days later, I'm walking the airport, and of course they're renovating the airport, so I had to walk all this way, and then I walk to the train and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, and then I was walking around on it while I was at Gail's, and it was really swollen, and I couldn't even bend my toe. So that was at the end of October when I did that, second last week of October, something like that. And then so my foot, I couldn't walk on. I was limping around for almost a month and all that sort of stuff. Went to I figured that I must have hit a nerve or something, and that's what had caused it to be, because it was so tender, and I could feel the pain up near my knee as well, like it was traveling up, like not throbbing, but if I touched my foot I could feel it in my knee. So I knew that I had hit some sort of nerve or something like that. Anyway, doctor said, yeah, it looks like that's what you've done. It's not deep, there's nothing in there, there was no infection or anything like that. It was just because of this nerve. Well, as it turned out, it wasn't that at all, and I probably should have went and got like a scan done or something like that, but I didn't. Because that was an expense that I couldn't afford at the time. So that was fine. I was okay, that's fine, I can't afford to do that, we'll just wait it out, keep an eye on it, and consult with the doctor and all that sort of stuff. And that's what I did. So yeah, but then I think it was the second week of December, something like that, last week of November. So at this stage it had been like 5 weeks that it had been swollen, sore and tender. And yeah, I was massaging it, and I pulled on it like they do when they when you're giving yourself a pedicure and all the rest of it, and you give yourself a foot massage. And I pulled on it, and it popped back into place. And I can tell you right here right now, it was instant relief. Like, I have never experienced any sort of instant relief like that before in my life. And I was just like, oh my God. Turned out it was dislocated. And the popping of it going back in, the pop was it going back into place. So because it was dislocated, it was putting pressure on a nerve, which meant that that's why I was feeling all that pain. So long story short, popped my toe back in, and now I've been fine. But general consensus for myself, doctor, all the rest of it, was to basically not to go back out walking again, to basically let it heal for a good 4 or 5 weeks. And I've just got to this point now, so it is healed. I can bend my toe. Like, I couldn't bend my, I don't want to go, I want to miss one. I couldn't bend my toe. Like, I could, how like you can curl your toes up, that I could not do that on my foot. Like, it was like it was locked into place, and that was because it was dislocated. So it is a lot better now. I went to Brisbane a couple of weeks ago, and I walked around. Last time I went to Brisbane, which was at the end of October, I had my foot in a sneaker. I was walking really slow and all that sort of stuff. I went down and spent Mia's birthday with her. She had the day off school. We went into the city, to the museum, went to South Bank. She swam, all that sort of stuff, had lunch. She was right with it. She had a good day out in the city. And yeah, so we went and done that, and by the end of the day I was in so much pain, like you wouldn't believe. I was so sore because I was walking around on, like, even though I was in a really sturdy sneaker, I just didn't know that it was dislocated. So but it's really good now. And I've been, like, I've put my sneakers on and I've walked around the yard, which is like really like up and down and all that sort of stuff, and I don't do that sort of terrain when I'm walking, and it hasn't hurt. I've been standing, at the long arm machine and all that sort of stuff, and my foot's still not hurting. So I feel like it's repaired now, and I can get back out and start walking. So come Monday, I will be it took a little bit longer. I wanted to, like, it was still a little bit tender at the end of December. So I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to do more damage. So I'd rather take a couple of extra weeks and have my feet still working for me when I get to, you know, old age and stuff, than wreck my foot now and then not be able to walk properly when I'm older. So that's why I figured, you know what, while I'd love to get out and exercise and, you know, get all healthy and all the things, sometimes the universe has other ideas for you. So yeah, so that's where we're at with that. So I got that done and ready to go now. So I can tick that off, that I can get back into exercising. But the good thing is about moving everything around too is that I have been able to lay out my yoga mat, so I can start doing some yoga, and there's enough room in the lounge room now, so if I wanted to do some YouTube dance fit, I can do that, and I can just mix up and I still have the gym and everything out the back, but I just feel like I have to slowly get back into it. And the good thing about the workouts that I do, they are all home, like I can do home workouts. I've got like what to do on what day, and it's a full body workout and stuff like that. So even if I don't go for a walk, I can still do that. And I don't necessarily need weights or anything like that. I've got a couple of, you know, kettlebells and all that sort of weight stuff, but yeah, it's going to be good. I'm going to get back into it. I'm going to feel ready for the year, and it's going to you know, I think it'll help with a lot of things. Another thing I want to do this year is make sure that each month I go to the CrossStitch. I don't know how it's looking for January because my car is, I'm pretty sure Brennan said the pump is on its way, or it arrived yesterday or the day before. So he's back at work this week, so he's had a pretty busy week. So I'm thinking that he's probably going to come over and fix my car on the weekend, and I hope he does, because that means that I'll be able to head over to the coast for stitching on the 18th. That's another thing I want to do every month, is make sure that I, you know, leave the house at least once, because with no car I haven't gone anywhere. But that's okay, because sometimes that happens in life, right? Right, these are all the things that I've got to fix up. All right, we've got this little bit here, but I am going to have to go and get some more thread because I don't have any of that colour and it's in the other room. So I am going to call it a day on this one. I think I've rambled on enough with everything that's been going on. I mean, there's lots more other stuff happening as well, but next time you see this will be at the end of the month. I will do a stitch with me on this, because I will be on the last day of the month. I will do a stitch with me on this, because this will be finished. I've just got to go and get it in the other room. So I need hickory sticks, and I was using it on something else the other day, so I know it's in the other room. But that is, I'm going to say that's done. I've just got to do the little window dressing. Of course, I've still got all the back stitching to do, and I've got this row of back stitching to do, and this row, which is not a lot. So I've only got words on the 4 down here, and I think that's it. And then on the centerpiece, I've got the banner to do, and the words, and all the snowmen. I stopped putting the stuff in because I felt like it was getting wrecked as I was moving stuff. But yeah, that's not going to take me too long to do. I'll get that done pretty quickly. So yeah, so it's almost done, everybody. So very exciting times. Look at me going, getting all the stuff done. But I hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you did, I know it's a little bit of a disjointed update, but if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up down below. And if you're new here and you've not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have been a bit MIA in the last 12 months, but I am coming back, and I'm planning on doing tutorials and all the things. And I just had to get my mental health in check, and I'm sure that a lot of you out there can understand that, especially when it comes to menopausal depression and all that sort of stuff. So and that's probably the first time that I've actually admitted that to anybody. So so yeah, anyway, it is what it is, and I feel like I'm getting better at it. I'm doing my management of it and all that sort of stuff. So join me again On Thursday of next week for a live stream, we do crafty sprints. That's where we focus on things. I'm doing crochet at the moment. You can come and join us. And as I said, if you subscribe and all notifications, you will get notified of when a new video goes up. But that is it for me today. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And as always, happy crafting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.